Hi guys, I'd like to welcome you guys all back to my channel. Today is look 3. It is inspired by Mad Max and one of my friends who wanted it to be pretty, but I tried it and I didn't like it. I'll actually post a picture now of what it would look like if you didn't add the extra Mad Max accessories. But honestly, I feel like that was kind of boring and really easy, so I think you should probably take this route. It's not that hard. I originally went in and tried to do the ashy lips, you know, the way that the War Boys look. But as I stated in the last video, us with fuller lips don't look good when we try to do latex fuller lips. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, please keep on watching, and thank you guys for checking out my channel. Bye! Alright, so the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to start off with a nice base. You can use whatever you want for your base. Me, I'm using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And I don't recommend that you use a brush. See, I'm trying to use a brush right here and it takes way too much time. So I suggest just using your finger and blending it out. You also should take note that I didn't blend this into my hairline originally just because I'm going to be doing layers of it. So I had time to go back and do it again. Excuse me. If you're like me, I have very defined features. Like my eyes and my eyebrows are very defined. So sometimes it brings a lighter spots. So you always want to make sure you pay close attention to that, and you want it as dark as possible. So again, I'm taking a eyeshadow. It's the NYX black eyeshadow. You could take the Urban Decay. Urban Decay has a good black one. There's one called Blackout. BH Cosmetics has a good black one. Those are my 3 favorite blacks that I can recommend to you. And you're literally, again, putting it all the way from your eyes to your to the top of your forehead. And you can blend it into your hairline after you do your hair. That way it's just easier to do that way, trust me. Just keep going till you feel like it's dark enough for you, because again, we're gonna layer some more on later. So if the first time you do it, you like it, that's where you should stop. I'm next taking a deep red. For me, it's the MAC Blush in Film Noir. And I'm also adding that to my look just because if you look at some of the pictures from the movie, they kind of have like a reddish tint to her black. So that's what I'm doing right there. I'm tightlining my eyes also. Again, you want it as dark as possible. I touch up multiple times throughout this look just because I want to make sure it's as dark as possible. I think the red really helps the look as well on my skin. It helps it look darker. Next, I'm taking a foundation that is slightly lighter than me that I got from Sephora that they messed up. I forgot the name of it because it was just in an empty bottle, but I know that it's lighter than me, and I'm putting that on the lower half of my face. I decided to go underneath my eye because I want to give myself a little bit of a highlight. You know, I tried originally to do this as a glam look rather than, you know, fun look, I guess we're gonna say. So foundation all over with my stipple brush. Next, I'm taking a Fit Me concealer that I always use, and I'm patting it in with my finger just to give me a highlight. As usual, you guys know the drill, both eyes, down the middle of my nose, my cupid's bow, and the bottom of my chin. Then I'm going to set it with my NYX settings powder like I always do. I'm not really letting it bake because I didn't let it sit long enough to quote-unquote bake, but I'm taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder and setting the rest of the foundation on my face. Wiping off the excess. Then I'm taking the same brush that I used for my Film Noir, and I'm giving myself a very harsh contour and blending it out with the clean blush brush. Just because I think it just really helps with the look, in my personal opinion. They have very, very sunken in cheeks. I don't, so it's best that I kind of give myself a strong contour to kind of emulate that. Next, a little bit of cinnamon blush. I put on the Ardell 105 lashes with the Jordana Sparkly Purple eyeliner, and then I'm tightlining my bottom lashes with another Jordana liner. This one is a gel liner. It's still purple. I added the flare of purple just because it's an inspired look, therefore you can do whatever you want. I'm going to smudge that out with NYX Black. Again, it's going to be my lower lash line only, and I'm bringing it out around the sides just to connect the look. So this is what my lips would look like if I tried the darker look. This is the ColourPop Bull Chic. I tried it, but I didn't like it. But I kept this part of the video in just to show you guys. I decided to go with the lighter nudes because that's kind of what their lips look like, kind of an ashy nude. So I'm going with the NYX Never pencil, and then I'm outlining my lips with the ColourPop BFF3 lip pencil. And then I'm going to take two of my Ultra Mattes that are currently my favorites. The first one is Trap, and I kind of darkened it with Kapow. It gave me the perfect look. Honestly, I kind of really like this lip color. It will be a favorite for a while. I decided that I no longer wanted to keep it pretty, so that's why we're adding the Warboy part to this look. Now, if you look at the pictures, the Warboy's face kind of looks dismantled in a lot of areas, but one area in particular is his nose. His nose looks a little mutilated and black. So what I've decided to do is kind of make the front of my nose look a little mutilated with some liquid latex, and instead of cotton balls, I'm using just ripped up pieces of tissue paper. Again, you can never, it smells horrible, so just try not to inhale it, but I try to hurry. It dries fairly quickly when you have the fan on, just a warning. I think that's the only thing I didn't mention in my vlog the last time I used liquid latex. The next thing I'm doing is the scar from the Warboy, and you can see the pictures that I used as an inspiration on my blog, of course, but I'm using a cotton ball for this because cotton balls, when you put the liquid latex on them, they're easier to shape. And the way that I want to do this particular scar, I want the scar to kind of meet in the middle of the scar to where it looks like somebody tried to fix it or stitch it, but it didn't heal properly. So that's the look that I'm going for, and once I get the latex on, I'm gonna push the middle of the scar up to where it kind of forms like a little mountain on my face. Yeah, it's just like his, but of course I'm adding my own interpretation to it. Okay, so first of all, ignore my lips because I did change my mind. I just figured I'd tell you guys that. I'm taking the same foundation that I used on my face before, and I'm putting that on my nose and on the scar. Remember, ignore my lips because this is not what I wanted to do. It didn't come out right. Big lips, trying to cover them, it just doesn't work. I haven't mastered. The next thing that I'm doing, I'm taking a collection of browns, and I'm not even really using red because the goal for this scar, if you notice on the Warboy's face, the scar is almost his skin color, which means it's an old scar or, you know, their costume. So my goal is to make this scar look like it's an old scar, but it didn't heal. Like I probably picked the scab or something, and that's the way that it healed. So I'm using my e.l.f. palette that I haven't used in forever because it has a lot of browns in it, and I'm just going in, taking my time. The parts where it creases, I'm using that as a direction for my light. I'm bringing the black from my mask onto it because again, it should be a little old. And again, just focusing really on trying to make it blend in perfectly with my skin if you were to look at it. When I finished this look, my mom didn't even recognize that I had a scar till I pointed it out. So that's the goal that you're going for. Also remember, you want to blend it into your skin. Blending is very important if you want to actually pull this scar off. Bruising is fine, but you don't want it to be, you know, just a spot that just popped up on your face. You want it to blend in. The next thing I'm doing is I'm taking the dark brown from the Rio palette, the NYX black, and putting it all over my nose. And the easiest way that I can put this is if you did the tissue paper, it gives you a lot of different creases, which gives you the opportunity to do a little shading where some areas will be darker than the other, but for the most part your goal is to just completely cover this in black. Pretty easy. All right, so I took my lips off again and I needed to retouch. So again, that was Trap and Kapow on my lips, and you want to make it look ashy. So I took my white eyeliner pencil and I drew around it, and then I took my setting spray powder and I brushed that also around my lips because their lips look terrible, cracked, everything, and I wanted to give the illusion that I was a little bit dehydrated. So that is why I'm adding this look. You know guys, I usually hate looking like an ashy crackhead, but for this look it helped. So I blended it in. You can blend it as far as you want. I also did a frohawk for this look because if you notice, a lot of the adventure movies where it's African American women, they always have some kind of mohawk when they're adventurous or just, you know, bad chicks. So that's the inspiration that I got for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check the description box for further details and have a blessed day. Bye.